Hello and welcome. Chris Principe from Financial IT here at Money 2020. Truly one of the great events that we get the pleasure of being at year round. And the location, like every year, Las Vegas. Better host city? I don't think there is. And I'm really here with one of the interesting companies that we get a chance to talk to. Nick, how are you?
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Great, Nick. Well, we appreciate you spending some time with Financial IT. So tell us a little bit about AutoRek and what you guys are doing and how things are going to move forward.
Yeah, so AutoRek is a financial data control platform that works via the automation of data management, reconciliation, and reporting processes. I think it's an extremely exciting time for companies like ours, where the payments industry is on this journey of like transformation, and more often than not, the middle and back office is something that's been sort of left behind in terms of attention, investment. But unfortunately, like, these firms have just come to a place where they have no option really to be able to remain competitive in this extremely competitive environment. They really have to start investing in better processes, new technologies, looking for any efficiency gains that they can get in their middle and back office. And we're right there. We are got such an exciting technology to offer to these clients, and it's just really an exciting time for us.
Well, I'll tell you, it's great. One of the things that caught my attention that you said is reconciliation. And I know in my own career, reconciliation's always kind of there, but it's always the kind of thing that's taken for granted, kind of, that you don't really look at it as what can it really do in transforming the business?
Yeah. So I think, we've seen that, and through the conversations that we have all the time, I think that is the sentiment, right? I think it's something that everyone's been doing, but I just think that maybe there's been a lack of education around the best practice to how to do these things the most efficient way. And that, we've been doing this for a very long time. We've been working all around clients all around the globe. And I think it's got to that point now where automation of the mundane processes that happen around reconciliation, it's just got to that point where there's just better, more streamlined ways of doing these things. And software like ours at AutoRek is there just to look at. It's not just, when you speak about reconciliation, you think of matching transactions, right?
Yeah.
But for us, it's more comprehensive than that, right? It starts with the data. More often than not, especially in the payments world, disparate data sources, non-standardized formats of data, different payment rails and different APMs and different processes all have their own way of doing things, but that does affect the life cycle of a transaction, and it becomes really, really difficult to reconcile data effectively, especially at a granular level. You want insight into the most granular detail that you could possibly get, but because scale is the name of the game in payments, essentially scale drives revenue, and I think that being able to get a very, very granular view of your reconciliation picture is absolutely key, right? And that's absolutely something that we are supporting firms with. Close relationship with the likes of Microsoft Azure. That's extremely powerful infrastructure that underpins our application, which allows us to process very, very high volumes of data and give you real-time insight into your reconciliation picture, but not just your reconciliation picture, also the behavior of your payments that you're offering to your clients, the services, where are you adding value, where are things struggling, if you're a global enterprise business that's operating in different geographies, which geographies are performing well, where can you make improvements. So there's a lot more insight that you can get from the reconciliation picture other than just simply matching data, matching transactions.
Well, and especially the payment, it is all about matching at the end of the day. But what I really caught is with AutoRek, with the software that you guys have, you can have a real impact on their business that goes all the way down.
Yeah.
How do you really help your customers to be able to really view this in a new way?
It's an interesting thought. Like, the way that we look at it is, think of the cost of doing business, the operational cost per transaction, right? If you can gain efficiencies and you tie that into your transaction volumes, essentially the operational cost per transaction actually starts reducing at some point. right? If you have inefficiencies and doing things manually, the operational cost per transaction actually starts to increase, and you actually, if you just escalate that up and up and up, you actually become like non-profitable, basically. So creating those efficiencies reduces the operational cost per transaction, and actually can have an impact on the bottom line at the end of the day.
Well, and I mean, I think that's a key thing. I don't think a lot of people connect that if you're more efficient, if you're doing your reconciliations in the manner that you do them, that you can actually add to you could be a profit center, right?
That's absolutely true, yeah. And then you also got to think of the things like, the new technologies that are available in today's market, right? You've got to stay present and relevant and adopt the things that everyone's talking about, like here at the conference. I mean, Money 2020, some of the key themes that we're seeing, things like stable coins, things like, blockchain, and, the regulatory red tape that sits around those types of things. What impact is that going to have? Things like Agentic AI, it's something that we're investing heavily at AutoRek in terms of, making sure that the AI that we're introducing into our product is still fit for purpose for what we do. And we've spent a lot of time and resources of our own to make sure that the types of AI is going to be beneficial to what we are offering to our clients. I think that's very key. You don't want to just throw any type of AI, any type of agents over the top of very important, critical software. So we spend a lot of time and resources in, getting it right. I think that's very key. Ensuring that all the certifications that are required around introducing this into, a financial controls framework. We've managed to get to that position now, and I'm actually pleased to say that, AutoRek Aria is our product, our AI product that we are actually going to market with. Some of our clients are going to be, piloting this AI model, and we see this as an extremely new, exciting prospect for reconciliation industry as a whole, and I think we're right at the forefront of that.
Well, I'll tell you, that's an important thing, being at the forefront. You mentioned a lot of Money 2020. So being at the forefront and being at Money 2020 sounded pretty compatible for you guys.
Money 2020, I mean, I think this is, I can't remember exactly how many years I've been coming, but it's a lot, all right? And, the relationship we have with the Money 2020 crew and the brand awareness and, just things like this, like Chris, to sit down with you and, announce things like our AI products out, and, it's fantastic. And, big thumbs up to the Money 2020 crew. We love attending, we'll continue attending, and, just the networking and the types of organizations that are here and seeing what they're doing and, taking that back to our own business and making sure that we're adapting and staying relevant. It's just, there's no better place to do it than Money 2020.
Well, I'll tell you, I agree with that. And when I think of Money 2020, I think of innovation. And that leads me to my next question, which is, Nick, tell us, what's the future? What is going to happen in the industry that we need to know about?
Yeah, I think, some of the key things are, I think, Money 2020 and, what we're speaking about here, it's all around payments and payments activity. And, there's just so many different things that are happening in the payments market. I feel like every year it's always changing. There's new things. And I think, going forward, I think AI is clearly like something that everyone's looking at. I've seen some announcements on LinkedIn just since we've been here around, new financial services organizations launching their AI models. And I think it's definitely something that everyone needs to consider. You need to pay attention to it. You need to be looking at where the investment opportunities are for your business, but very, very importantly, like, how is that applicable to what you are offering to your clients, right? It's not just using any type of AI. You need to be very specific and work with the right partners and work with the right people that have a lot of experience, a lot of resources. And with that, I think, we're going to see the people that make the right investments, the organizations that make the right investments are going to be the ones that are going to be the most competitive in this extremely competitive environment.
I'll tell you, I am excited about what you have to say, what we listened to today. I thank you very much for spending some time in financial IT, and wish you and AutoRek all the best going forward.
Thank you, Chris. I can't wait to do this again. Much
Great.
appreciated.
Looking forward to it. Thanks. Chris Principe, Financial IT.